Here it is. The Rippler Monster Truck. 13 years in the making, finally making its debut. This chassis is formerly the first Mopar Magic by the Sims racing team. And can't wait to see how it does in action. So excited, and I get to be a part of that history. Ames Unleashed Racing Team, looking ready to go as usual. And President Perez is here, so that's a plus. We have the Pterodactyl ride truck, and we even have the Mopar 1 Dodge ride truck by KSR Motorsports. Ready to give all the kids and fans a ride. Good morning, guys. Mark Galloway here, and we are at New Jersey Motorsports Park. And for the first time since, like, I think 2018, 2019, KSR Motorsports has returned to New Jersey Motorsports Park. It's been a long time in the making. So like when the pandemic came and then everything shut down, understandably so, like monster trucks haven't been back here. Like so the first monster trucks to come back to New Jersey Motorsports Park in Millville, New Jersey was the Z Tour, as you probably know. That's where I got to film Hang Loose, I think it was, when it had that infamous crash and where it lost one of the parts when flying. The footage still exists, thankfully, thanks to Samson MT Fan. But yeah, you know what happened. But yeah, so the Z Tour came back, and though like it did manage to fill up all the seats, and you know there was races going on in the background and such like that, which gave it a nice atmosphere. The shows were not very well received, mostly. Primarily due because, like, basically if you've been to the Z Tours, you probably know how they were like. But yeah. But since then, KSR has not stepped foot back at KSR Motorsports Park until today. So we are finally back. We have about a 6-truck lineup, so that we have Culture Shock, Crime Time, the Rippler, Killer Bee, Web Slinger, and Plain Hooky, a 6-truck lineup, and I'm just very excited to be a part of this. And this is my first time working at Millville, New Jersey Motorsports Park. Getting in was very simple. I did believe for sure that they were going to turn me away, but when I said that I was working with the guys here, I just had to sign my name, and I got my official staff pass. So that's pretty cool. So the Ripplers basically all put together, and Crime Time's all put together. I'm gonna see if I can get some work done around here. I'm all prepared. I got my equipment, and yeah, it's time to get to work. I'm just gonna be talking to people around here, and let's see what happens. Hopefully the Oblins or JR will let me do something around here. So I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Oh, by the way, guys, real quick, I got new work shoes, steel-toed, waterproof already. Yeah, the other old ones were like falling apart, deteriorating. So yeah, had to get new ones. So it is supposed to rain the next day, but I mean, I want to hope it doesn't rain. But you know, being how Champlain did not have any rain, I want to hope that it doesn't have to come to a point where I have to switch my camera for the GoPro. So I mean, like, let's hope it stays that way, and we never know. Anything could change, but we know that today it's supposed to be a good day. So I did just ask JR, so, well, I mean, fortunately for him and his boys, well, he's teaching them at a young age, so good for them. But yeah, unfortunately for me, at least, yep, doesn't really need my help. I mean, same is going to be most likely said for Sean, but yeah, chances are, I think even if he does let me help out, it's not going to be all that much work to be done. But I mean, like, as long as I get like a few few things done around here, then hey, you know, it's good. It's good enough for me. But I know for a fact that what I am most likely going to be doing here is just going to be like, you know, production work and all that. But yeah, I'm also going to wait a little longer just so I can go in upstairs just to get my stuff all set up for all that. So keep in touch. I know for a fact that. I was about to say that I know for a fact that the guys at Killer B, they don't exactly need any help. They got it under control with Tim B and Joe. So good news. So Sean is going to let me do some work. So it's not going to be a whole ton of work, understandably so. Mainly because, you know, family operation. But, and you know, Shane's also here. So Sean's going to drive on one day. I think he's going to drive today, and Shane's going to drive tomorrow. Well, as of the day I'm recording this video. Today's Friday as of recording. But, you know, if I'm able to still fuel up the truck and do like a tire or two, you know, that'd be good too. But let's see what happens. At least we're gonna get a little bit of work done. But hopefully, like when it comes to tiring down, hopefully I'll do some work there and there as well. So yeah. Unfortunately though, I forgot my earmuffs, so I'm gonna be blowing my eardrums out. Hookie's finally out of the truck. So there's going to be a little bit of handiwork done on the web slinger. And also, if you guys do not know, there's actually an airport right across the speedway, right down in that direction. So I want to try to see if I can get at least a plane or two before we can try to do something around here. Race cars are making their way on the track now, apparently for practice. This is what goes on in this life with your New Jersey Motorsports Park. Can't really see the race cars when it goes beyond that fence, but yeah. Cool. Like, I'm taking things out of conception for the speedway, but it would be really cool if NASCAR actually came over here. That would have really made this venue so much more entertaining than it is now. smaller than I remember.
Mark, you want a water or anything?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hot?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a stool or something? I don't know if I'm gonna get the roof, but so we have one more side to go before that part's all done. And then so as for the roof, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it unless Sean, lets me go up there. But I'm gonna try to get the hood though. The sides and the rear are done. This part of the bumper is cracked. So this is the track, and thankfully it's not a freestyle only track. So there's a straight line drag race, and there's a crush car stack in the middle that'll give some good air, and there's a car stack right down there, and there is ramps set up for tough trucks and quad wars. So this is looking to be promising. So So for tomorrow, because like there's gonna be rain, from what they said, they're supposed to remain on the same exact time, 5 o'clock start time, but then so they just want to like basically cut it where it's like mostly just monster trucks, and I'm trying to cover the camera from the wind. I'm not allowed to go inside at this very moment. There's meetings going on in there, but so yeah, that's that. Hopefully, if I'm able to, hopefully I'll use one of my good cameras to film the show. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go get some lunch at the Finish Line pub, and I'll be right back. Hopefully, if anything, hopefully I'll be able to. I mean, I know I'll get good footage, but hopefully I'll be able to use one of my good cameras. I'm up close to the camera at the moment because I'm trying to block this wind. Because every time the wind blows, it's gonna cut off my speech. So yeah, so let's go get our food. This is the restaurant. Here's my food. First we got mac and cheese. We got my smash burger. And finally, loaded tots. Cannot wait. This is how you do a pit party setup. There's face paint, there is Air Force sponsorships, there's even donations, and there's RC2U, where you can pay $5 to run RC cars on this freestyle track. And this is how you really do a pit party when it comes to monster trucks or motorsports. comes the ripper truck. Still got a few bolts to tighten on the ripper, so. Here comes the tough trucks.
Oh, he's so sweet.
They don't bite?
No, only if you bite them first.
What kind of snake is he?
He's a Mexican pine snake.
Right here. Look at this little cat.
I'm a glitch in the holy design, a parasite lost in the divine. So burn me down and take me captive. Erase my call, delete my name. I'm not your angel, not sure I just one more scar you can't ignore. I stitch my soul with wires and sorrow. She's the light, but it won't follow. Every prayer just feels like static. Faith turns digital, cold and manic. No savior left to redefine this whole show. You must come alive. So burn me down and set me confused. Erase my code, delete my name. I'm not your angel, not your cure. Just one more scar you can't ignore. Pull the plug, let me decay. Fade the virus, break the chain. Heaven's gone, it's just as great. A paradise built on machine. Corrupted, rejected. Delete my name. I never was, I never be. The savior that you hold in me.
That concludes night one. So I'm about to edit the first show before I hit the hay for, and so trucks, for the most part, like, they're good for the most part, nothing too seriously damaged. I mean, the Ripper still needs to work out some bugs. Crime Time might have something dented a little bit. They're kind of like, it's kind of like leaning onto one side. They're kind of like looking it over. But as for Web Slinger and Playing for Keeps, no, Playing Hooky, my bad. As for, Playing Hooky, Web Slinger and Killer Bee, they're still mostly doing alright. They don't really need anything. Well, actually, Web Slinger did have some flames popping out of the exhaust there and there, so there might be some There's some stuff that needs to be right. Be some stuff that needs to be, I don't know, maybe done for the engine. I don't know, but yeah, it's nothing too serious where I can just help out, you know. But unfortunately, tonight's event was, as of Friday, September 5th, it was bittersweet because we all just found out that Dan Runny, the Bigfoot legendary driver of Bigfoot, one of the if not the most well-known, like, you know, there was Andy Brass, there was Eric Meager, there was Larry Swim, you know, there was all those great guys, Sky Hartley, there was all those guys. But Dan Runny was like one of those guys, was basically the guy who helped elevate Bigfoot into the atmosphere over the years. But we just heard that Dan Runny, one of the top, I would say top four, one of the top four, or if not one of the top drivers, or if the top driver in this industry, we just heard that he had passed away. So he's basically, like, with him being up there with basically Jim Kohler, Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson, and Tom Mintz, he's basically the first greatest of all time monster truck driver to go on us. We also did lose, you know, Scott Hartsock, Rob Nell. We all lost those guys. But with Dan Runny being one of the top drivers in the industry, or if not the top, it leaves such a huge dent in our industry. Like, you know, he did so much for the industry. You know, one of my favorite memories of watching Dan Runny was him jumping over that 727 back in 1999. I remember when my dad showed me that, and then he jumped that long hauler in Vegas. Like, it was a few years before they went to the before the World Finals became a thing. And believe it or not, before Bigfoot and the Bigfoot team left Monster Jam on controversial grounds, Dan Runny actually competed for Monster Jam driving Bigfoot. And even, I think even over the years, Dan Runny has had races against Dennis Anderson and even continued to race against Gravedigger. And I got to see Dan Runny a handful of times, like, I don't know how many times. When Lego Fan 506 used to be active, I got the chance to meet Dan Runny, interview him, and I got to see him compete. He was one of the greatest of all time who ever drove. And I can talk all night about him if I want to, but yeah, I don't want to keep this yapping, but all I will just say is, Dan Runny, we thank you for your service. You did so much for us. We thank you for everything. I hope you rest in peace. You can rest now. We'll take it from here. We're going to do it for you, man. Rest easy. Rest in peace, Dan. We'll miss you. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to put the first show together. I'm going to hit the hay, and I'll see you tomorrow. So, I'll let you know what lies ahead. Good morning. Oh, I'm still zoomed in. So, good morning, guys. It is now Saturday the 6th. Wind is blowing again. So, it is the next day. I'm heading over to the shed just so I can get my camera charged up. So, right now it's really nice outside, but it's bound to rain, most likely. I would like to hope that they can do a show in the afternoon just to speed it up. but I think they're standing firm on the 5 o'clock start time or the 7 o'clock, which is going to be really rough. So it's like they just want to rush it. So there's not really going to be much for me to do at the moment, but as for after the show, that's a we'll see type of thing. But yeah, so it's now about 2 o'clock. So from what it looks like, they're actually gonna still go through with the 5 o'clock start time. That means that we're very likely gonna just compete in the rain. So that's the unfortunate part. Yeah, I mean, thankfully I have my umbrella and all, but I mean, it still would have been really nice to just, like, you know, not do it in the rain. But so yeah, I'm now like in the process of charging my iPad and my phone up, but I also want to charge my my portable charger to like until it has like just about full power. So I'm just giving my phone a little bit of time. Oh, I also got to charge my iPad. I mean, even though I might not need it for a while, but looks like they're the Ripper monster truck down there, they're still doing some testing regarding the RII and the rear steering. So they're just about to bring it back over to the pit area. Here it comes. I'm gonna get or maybe not. Looks like they're just still, you know, they're just giving a truck a little warm up. So they're just basically still testing it out. So like the truck is still basically a work in process, but they'll get it ready for competition eventually. So that's where they're at. So we still have a little bit of time before the pit party starts, and that's where we're gonna be. And hopefully, like when I'm probably gonna switch to my GoPro very likely for real this time. I mean, I probably should have taken a better precaution when the rain came in Vermont, but being that it's very likely gonna hit around here, that's where I'm gonna switch to my GoPro unless if they really need me. But let's just see what happens. Which means that the rain is on the horizon. Shane is here. But the rain is starting to come. I gotta go to my car and get my umbrella. So, the rain has stopped for now, but it's still basically on the way. And also with Sean, his family coming today, like, you know, well, Shane is here now, but with his family now here, it's unlikely I'm going to be doing any more work. JR, like I said he's good. Everyone else has everything taken cover, especially where Daniel doesn't have a waiver for me to sign or anything like that. I can't work with him. So, it just looks like I'm not doing anything else apart from filming the show, so that's what the case seems to be about. As you see, guys, the rain is closing in from the distance. You can see the darkened clouds all the way down there. So I'm gonna get the cover very soon. As you see right here, we have the quads, the monster trucks, all parked for the pit party. And the dump trucks, as far as I remember, they weren't set up for the pit party. And these are all of them right here. We have the Wreck-It Ralph based off of the movie. And we got these monster trucks, quads, everything. We have the pit party all set up here. I gotta turn this off now. We have the music playing. I don't want to get copyrighted. Escaping the storm. And speaking of jets, we have an airliner passing up overhead.
Reading out the lightning alert to the lightning being in the area. Once lightning alert is lifted, I will announce it to all of you fans. That'll be your chance to go back to your seats. But right now, due to the lightning alert, need you to go and seek shelter at this time. Please seek shelter at this time. During the lightning alert, do not have fans standing out in the lightning. That is not a good idea. I have to note that right now. So do not have fans standing out in the lightning. That is not a good idea. Not recommended by 10 out of 10 experts. So right now, need all fans to take shelter during our lightning alert.
Well, it's come to this. The weather has struck very hard. Rain is coming down. We have dark clouds. We have lightning strikes. And it's come to a point, guys. The show's been canceled. It's been postponed, and there's not gonna be another show until further notice. So chances are that even if they do announce a new date, I have to see the lineup, and I will have to double check with the guys and see if there's anyone. Like, chances are it's probably gonna be a lineup and change. If it's gonna be someone else, I'm gonna have to see if they'll let me work on the trucks. I do not know, but that's a next time, and that is definitely a we'll see. It also depends on if there's a scheduled date, if I'm available or not. If I have something else that day or a specific weekend, whatever date it is, I'm going to have to see if I'm, available or not. So, but chances are I might go or I might not go. But anyways, guys, we're gonna have to go home, but we're gonna have to end the weekend here. So it's unfortunate. So let's go home. Well, we're back. I was supposed to come back tomorrow, but because of the storm, we had to end the trip earlier. So we have all of our stuff here, and I want to show you a couple of these cookies. It's by Cookie Vibes. So this one right here is a churro cookie. Oh yeah, churro dulce cookie. I love churros, so I have a feeling that one's gonna be good. This one is a
is a Guavalicious cookie with like fruit in the middle. And this one, at long last, we have the Coquito cookie. So I'm not going to be eating them on camera for this video, primarily because like I've done everything I can for this video, and plus I don't want to waste another few, I just felt like I don't want to really waste another few minutes. Plus I know I've done a few crumble cookies, and speaking of which, these are like flavors that crumble cookie would do, but like, hey, there's another independent cookie making company in operation. But yeah, they do sound very delicious, and you know, I'm sure that crumble will make some flavors similar to that. But anyways, now I got some stuff to put away, and if any, whenever the postponed date for the second show is supposed to be announced this coming Monday. So whatever date it is, we'll see if I'll be free, and we'll see if I'll be able to make it. So right now, that is, for me, that's a we'll see type of moment. But right now, we're back. I gotta put my stuff away, and I'm gonna get my stuff together. But anyways, guys, oh, and also, hopefully, next time when I go up there, hopefully I'll be able to work with the team for real this time. I just felt like I mostly did nothing up there, apart from just like, you know, doing a tiny bit of hands-on, and mostly just doing behind-the-scenes stuff and filming, you know. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.